What's going on, Honda heads? Thanks for coming back and checking out this channel. On today's video, we're gonna be doing an install on a Jack Spania part I ended up picking up for the EG. If you guys watched my previous video, towards the end of the video, I let you guys know that I was gonna be picking up this lower coolant hose from Jack Spania, or the housing from Jack Spania, just because when I ended up test fitting the radiator for the EG setup, it was really close, a little too close for my comfort, and I did not want to have an issue where that would give me a problem later in the build. So with that being said, guys, I ended up picking up the part. We're gonna do a quick unboxing per usual on the toolbox and then install this onto the car. With that being said, guys, stay tuned. Let's get into this. All right, guys, so this is how Jack Spania sends it out to you guys. They just put it in a box and yeah, just give you all the parts needed within individual little baggies. So what they sent you out is a couple fittings for the upper water neck housing. Yeah, for the to the recirculating hose, I think it's what it's called. It sends it out with two style radiator hose bungs. Comes with the regular silicone style or rubber style, and then they send it to you with the AN style bung as well, which is pretty dope. A couple black offs, I don't know if I already had said that, and then the hardware to install it. Yeah, that's about it. There's nothing else in the box other than the part. So yeah, the part in hand, man, it looks like good quality. It's got the Jack Spania little logo etched in, I believe. Yeah, it's etched in there. A nice little touch. Comes with a built-in thermostat as well in there. I'm not sure as to what the temp, what style or what temp thermostat is in here off the top. You know, as I didn't even bother searching it up. So yeah, but it gives you the option to be able to remove it. So that's cool. The craftsmanship of the part itself, it seems really nice, up to par. It gives you the little port. I believe this is for when, if you're gonna run the coolant temp sensor, you could put it in here, and then it gives you two hoses. I believe this comes with the option for you to put this style for the upper coolant hose, or the recirculating hose. One bung is for that. The other one you could either black off, or if I'm not mistaken, you could also put the fan switch, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that, I'm not 100% positive, but I think that's what you can do for this other port in here. So yeah, the like I said, the craftsmanship is good. It looks, you know, as good as K-tuned. So yeah, you know, I'm pretty excited for the purchase. I'm glad it was only like half the price of the K-tune. The reason I opted out for the Jack Spania one was for the simple fact that, you know, I would hear stories of people telling me that even the K-tuned ones, they were having issues with that lower coolant housing leaking. So, you know, I figured, I'm like, look, if I'm gonna have issues with it leaking, spending $160 for this part, I might as well opt out, pay only half the price, just in case it does give me an issue of the product leaking. Hey, I only paid half the price. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna set you guys up over on the car and start installing this this piece onto the car. Stay tuned. All right, guys, we're gonna start off by taking this little knock sensor plug out of the way, just so it doesn't get caught on nothing. And then we're gonna loosen the clamp here to remove this hose out of the way. Just like that, guys, that hose is out of the way. Now this is gonna have three 10mm bolts. You got one here, one at the bottom, and one back here behind the hose. So what you can do is start with the hardest one, which is the one towards the rear. The bolts are all out. Now you're just gonna come and twist the hose off, and just like that, guys, the part is out. So yeah, now I ended up changing that, put that rubber seal brand new, which is a shame, but it is what it is. So now we're gonna start getting the new housing and installing it onto the car, so onto the motor. So stay tuned, guys. All right, guys, the way we're gonna start installing this, first, the way you install this lower coolant housing, you gotta remove this outer swivel piece, this plate, by removing these 3 bolts to get access to the 3 holes that are inside that allow you to bolt the actual housing into the or onto the water pump housing. But first, what we're gonna do, we're gonna install all the fittings, like the block off, the fitting for the upper coolant recirculating hose, and then we're gonna block off the bottom for the coolant temp sensor, because I'm actually gonna be running this, or I am running it on the the K-tuned upper coolant housing for the head. So I'm not gonna need this, so I'm just gonna block this bottom port off. But yeah, so the way you install this, guys, these come with little O-rings on this, on the bung or whatever for the coolant hose. What you want to do, you want to grab a little bit of oil, right? I ended up calling Jack Spania or K-Tune, both the same thing. Anything with an O-ring, you want to add a little bit of oil, just so when you go to, screw it down, it doesn't get caught on the metal, and then, either pinch it or get it out of place and tear the hose. So yeah, just add a little bit of oil, just so it looks a little bit wet or whatnot. And we're gonna be installing this onto the first, for the first port on this housing. Yeah, you're not gonna use any type of Teflon or nothing like that. Just take it down, use your little wrench, and then tighten it down. Just like that. Now, same thing goes for the block off. Just add a little bit of oil. The same thing, so it doesn't tear the hose when you're screwing it in. Yeah, don't worry about this, guys. It's gonna heat up and you're not even gonna notice the oil in there. Just like that. Now, guys, you want to loosen up the actual swivel. Just like that. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to gain access to these 3 little hose that is on the actual plate. Those are the holes that you're gonna bolt it down onto the housing, the water pump housing, so it'll hold this in place. So yeah, real quick, guys, we're gonna what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add, this is the side that goes up against the actual water pump housing itself. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna add a little bit of Honda Bond around on this plate here, where it's gonna be mating up against the water pump housing, just so it doesn't leak. All right, guys, so as you can see, I ended up doing a little thin layer of Honda Bond. Now, we're just gonna get this piece and install it onto the water pump housing. You can start off by just putting the hose inside the this fitting here, just like that. This could be a little tricky, so That is tight on there as can be. So now what we're gonna do, we gotta add a little bit of oil on this rubber seal here, just so for when we go to put the plate on, the rubber doesn't either jump off the little groove there, and it doesn't get pinched and tear the rubber seal. So yeah, we're gonna grab some oil, and then once I add a little bit of oil, we'll put the piece, but I'm not gonna tighten it because I gotta put the radiator in, so then we'll know how which way to spin or swivel the coolant port to line up with my radiator hose. So yeah guys, stay tuned. Just like that guys, have a little bit of oil, and just add it onto that seal. Nothing crazy. Once the oil's in, then you just come and install this plate. Just like that. Guys, remember, you do not want to tighten this all the way, because you want to give this, you want this to be able to swivel. Once you have it in the orientation that best suits your setup, then you tighten it down. Mess. All right guys, so as you can see, the piece is on. Put the 3 bolts through, but you leave it loose enough for you to be able to spin it just like this. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna install the radiator onto the car, and once the radiator's in place, I'll mount the lower hose and see in which direction I wanna swivel that. But first, let me install the, oh damn, I probably should have done that while it was off. Let me see if I can install it while it's on. If not, I'll have to take it back out. Put my wrench to it. But yeah, stay tuned guys. I'll get back with you in a sec. Alright guys, so I'm gonna install the radiator now. This radiator sucks with this manifold because I gotta bring it in from underneath the car. But let's see. Just like that. Let me see if... We're gonna be doing now. Let me see if I can set you guys up. Right there. I just gotta install the lower rad hose. Make sure it's gonna fit before we go ahead and tighten this. We might have to trim this hose. I'm not 100% positive, but yeah. All right guys, so just like that, the lower rad is on. I might, you know what, I might trim it off the top just so it's not overhanging out this way as much, but other than that, you know what, I think we're good. I'm just gonna tighten these bolts on the housing now while the plate is still on and call it a day. one hose. Two hose.
On that beat, going crazy.
Just like that, guys. The upper hose is on. All right. All right, guys, we're getting down to the nitty gritty. We're about to start filling the engine up with its fluids. For the transmission, I am going with a Pennzoil Synchro Mesh. I've never used this before. I got a couple of buddies of mine that swear by this stuff. So yeah, I normally use the OEM Honda manual transmission fluid, but we a little broke for that type of oil this today. So yeah, with that being said, guys, we're gonna be using the Synchro Mesh. Stay tuned. Alright guys, what's going on? So unfortunately, it is a couple days later from when I initially first started recording this video. I figured I didn't want to bore you with any of the little details that I ended up having to do to finish up this car, like installing the clutch line, bleeding the clutch line, the O2 sensor. I had to extend the wires to make them long enough to reach inside the cabin to plug into the wire inside. Also, I was having an issue with this engine harness. It was used, and the dude who had the harness had the crank position sensor pinouts in the wrong location. Don't know as to why he had that like that, but whatever. I finally figured it out thanks to my tuner. He ended up helping me to diagnose the issue real quick. And yeah, hopefully he's gonna be calling me back within the next few minutes to get a base map installed into this car. And hopefully we're gonna finally, after months upon months, have this car running within this video, guys, to cap it out. So stay tuned, guys. When to put power to the car, because I got it off right now.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.
It's alive! It's alive!
have it. The EG is finally running, guys. After months of me tweaking with this car, I finally was able to get this car cranked over and turned on. I ran some fluids through it, brought it up to temp, and made sure there was no leaks or nothing like that. So yeah, I was speaking to my tuner. I told him I'd probably get up with him hopefully by next month. You know, I'm trying to save some money to see if I can pay him to get this car on the rollers and get this car tuned, and hopefully see if we can break through the 300 club. So yeah, guys, with that being said, for next week's video, I'm gonna see. I'm not promising you. I'm not 100% sure if it's gonna I'm gonna be able to finish this video up. But yeah, with that being said, guys, I will be working on the EK, taking off the turbo housing, and hopefully getting the turbo housing painted to paint matched to the Medora green valve cover. So yeah, guys, until next time, remember, if you guys enjoyed this video or found this video informative, I would appreciate it if you guys would subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, comment down below, guys, and until next time, stay blessed. Peace.